Hey folks, welcome to Planet Traffic. Today's episode now is coming from the Vilas, New Jersey. Low tide. Oh baby, low tide. After a monster storm hit last night. This is what, June 11th or so? Thursday, June 11th. Okay. And yeah, we had a big storm. And it's like I'm seeing some of the... So yesterday I was out here kind of canvassing to make a video, doing some recon, and we're completely missing the sandbar. Now that's not to say on any given high tide, on any given night, you could wash an old sandbar away. But man, there was one down there. I mean, I'm pointing at a sandbar, but there was one, I think, over here. It was long, man. It was one of the long, it was about, I'd say 300 yards long. Pretty long sandbar. Okay, boredom. So yeah, today's episode's coming from the sandbar, low tide, Delaware Bay, Vilas, New Jersey. Okay, you're like, so what's the big deal? The big deal is this sand right here is basically where I first saw the one wheel, someone riding a one wheel for the first time. And that was probably about, I don't know, 10 years ago. Now, not necessarily on a sandbar, but on the hard sand, low tide by the ocean. But I've found out over the course of my ownership, and I'm up to close to 3,000 miles on this. I realized that this sand surface is a little slicker, but it's very similar to if you were riding the hard sand by the surf line, low tide. Just say any Atlantic Ocean beach. I usually use Wildwood. So today's episode is basically how to, or what to be concerned about as you're riding on these surfaces, because they are different. And I equate the difference. I know if you're an off-road one-wheel rider, you know a whole lot more about these kind of surfaces than I do. But I do know asphalt, I do know sidewalks, and I do know the low tide sand, and I know the sandbar sand. And let me tell you something, it's fun. It's fun riding on it, but it's slick. Problem with sandbar riding, one-wheel riding, is the fact that at any given moment, anytime you see dark spots like this, there's a good chance. You can see there's mud, straight mud over here. But there's a good chance you're going to get a soft spot. And I already hit one earlier. Right there. And I just walked off the front of the board, but the board just went right in. And I'm not a light rider. I tip the scales somewhere around, I'm going to be nice to myself and say 225. So if I get a soft spot, I'm going in. So that's one thing to be concerned about. But when you're on this surface right here, you can see my track right here coming up. When you're on this surface riding, it's firm, but now sandbars are different because you get these grooves. So you just got to be extra careful looking down. And I wouldn't be doing too much carving because the board will slide. But at the end of the day, it's fun riding. Check this out. Don't be alarmed. The seagulls took it. All they did was go out that way. Is that a duck? That'd be killer. I think that's a duck. Yeah, I think that's... Okay. Well, we'll see. Duck's trying to chill with the freaking seagulls. That's kind of cool. This sandbar here is littered with bird shit. So that sucks to a degree because you know that's going to be slippery. But yeah, the surface of the sandbar itself is a lot slicker than that low tide sand. Oh, look, I got to show you. They are trying to fit in. Ducks like, look. The family took a vacation. Exactly, fit in. Look, get a drink of that salt water. I don't know how good that's going to be, but there you are. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a slick surface, no doubt. And but you get when I'm on this flat where it's not grooved, where the the surf hasn't really put its imprint, and shaped it. It's just flat. This is the clay right here, right under my feet right now, real flat. And when it's that way, it's just slick. You're not carving. You're just going, wow. I'm on a sandbar right now with my one wheel. And this is pretty much the greatest thing ever. And then if you get like these situations where some of these sandbars extend to this, for hundreds of yards, it's even better. But yeah, just wanted to talk about that to see if anyone was interested in, wonder what it's like sandbar riding. Wonder what that surface is like. This particular one here is, again, Delaware Bay, Vilas, New Jersey, home of the horseshoe crab. They're still mating and doing their thing. We got one buried in the sand over here. And yeah, I mean, this is a real nice day. Big storm last night. But that kind of shaped things out here for a little bit. But check this out. If you're riding, you always want to make sure you know where these are, because this will definitely be like a mogul. And also might wipe the horseshoe crab out. That's a lot of weight. There are two of them there. Look, there's one right there. Look at the water running in and out. There's a little bit of a push. These two are in it's mating season for them. But yeah, it's another thing to be a little bit careful about. So, all right, I was just out. Here, let me show you where I was. I was out there, right? And now I'm actually on the hard sand. This is about as similar as it's going to get when you're by the ocean, at least the Jersey coast, right? And this is Bayside. This is not Oceanside. That's Delaware Bay. And here, let's take a whirl on this hard sand here. Might be a little too soft right there. But again, I'm heavy. Okay, I'm heavy. Don't be mad at me. I'm heavy, bro. Let's see. Give it one more whirl. Because I just dug right into the sand with that one there. There you go. Yeah. A little higher up is getting it done. Oh my God, it's a hot one. Yeah, this is it. And this is what I saw. This is the first one I saw. Ooh, going across the old horseshoe crab back there. It's heading in the water. But yeah, this is where I first saw the one wheel. Was someone riding it in the hard sand in Wildwood, New Jersey. I was like, yeah, I need to get one. And here I am in the villa. So yeah, this is the sand right here. Not bad. That probably a little too soft. This right here, second layer here, level. Dead low tide, this stuff. Dustier. Yeah, we're good. Look at this. Cruising at about 6.5 miles an hour. Ooh, watch out. I think this is where I'm stopping? I don't even know where the heck I'm. Oh, no, I got a little further down to go. But anyway, yeah, this is it. Woo! Went into a horseshoe crab divot right there. All right, folks, thanks for watching. Have a great day, pleasant tomorrow. Go out there, get yourself some of that fresh air. You know, all that good stuff that goes along with it. Just wanted to check in with the old sandbar ride. You never know, man. YouTube's a big, beautiful world where so many different people are looking for, you know, people doing specific things, and this is one of them right here. A ride on the sandbar along the Delaware Bay in Villas, New Jersey. Great day, pleasant tomorrow. See you next episode.